So I was looking in my news feed on the trending topics on my smartphone, and I saw that Elon Musk just recently broke up with his baby mother. Uh, Elon has been divorced 3 times. He just had a child within the last year. And despite all his great accomplishments and his high level of intelligence, it seems like he just cannot hold a relationship. And it's just an interesting observation of human nature. One is when you are very much focused or obsessed with your business, usually your family suffers because you only have so much capacity as a person. No matter how smart you are, there's only so much time in the day. And if you're doing a demanding job or you have a focus in life, there's only so much you can do with your time. And the other thing is people who are obsessive tend to have some type of mental disorder. Of course, OCD stands for obsessive compulsive disorder. ADD, attention deficit disorder. So there's different levels of these disorders, but there are people who are highly successful in life that have mental disorders. And they use that obsession and they turn it into a hyper focus with hyper intelligence. And, but you can be very successful in your career and not in your family life. You can be very smart uh, with science, but very bad with social skill. And there's different levels to everything. But when I started reading the article about Elon Musk breaking up with his baby mother, who this is like his fourth, he was married 3 times, divorced 3 times. So I don't know if he was married to this latest girl or they just had a baby together, but now it's like basically 4 divorces. Good to see you, Mark. Love to you, brother. Good to see you, Keith. Excuse me. Shout out to you, Keith. Um, so I was starting reading about this breakup, and then you know how you get to an algorithm where you click on one thing and then it recommends another. Then it was recommending an article where Elon Musk had basically said that he had a level of autism, Asperger's disease or whatever, but it's just another name for basically a level of autism. And he had brought it up in his when he was on Saturday Night Live, but they don't know if he was joking or being serious. But his father, if you read his biography, his father had a mental illness, and he tried to get along with his father, he just couldn't. And so I find this very interesting and helpful in your observation of life. Also, being a YouTube creator, great to see you, ESP. Also, being a YouTube creator, what I've learned over time, I didn't know this initially, I'm still learning this, is that many people online have a mental disability. And it's no disrespect because I think all of us have different levels of mental health, but there's a lot because I think there's a lack of social skills. 2 is there's an obsession. They can't put the phone down. And then 3 is there's a repetitive nature. Like I was reading up on autism. Like you got to think of it like being a parrot. Like sometimes I would wonder, like, why would someone like repeat what I said a million times or leave the same comment several times? It's not because a lot of times what that probably is a level of autism. You think of it like a parrot, like you say something to a parrot and the parrot repeats it. It's like they use your tag name, they use what you say, and they're obsessing over every word and then they're regurgitating it because there's a level of that with a disorder. And so I'm seeing at a deeper level and, life, humans, without judgment, with observation. You have a right to observe. You have a right to observe and you have a right to refine yourself and you can make yourself better. I often think about the movie Rain Man, which was a movie when I was coming up, maybe late 80s, early 90s. It was about it was Dustin Hoffman, he was the guy I'm thinking of, and Tom Cruise. Now, Dustin Hoffman played this guy, maybe he had autism, I'm not sure, he had some type of mental disorder. And he didn't have good social skills, he couldn't really behave, he would lash out if you tried to touch him or talk to him too much. But what he was a genius when it came to mathematic probability. And Tom Cruise used him to beat the system at a casino because you can kind of like count the cards. But they really didn't know that anyone humanly with their brain could be that intelligent. But when you have autism or when you have some type of mental disorder, there's also something that's very intelligent, very engaging. So everyone is different. Okay. I'm not a doctor, and no doctors can agree on everything. And I'm not coming to any final conclusion here, but I'm saying that even if you have a level of a disability, one is you also still have a level of maybe some type of rare special gift, or you can harness that energy for positivity. I remember listening to an interview with a CEO of an airplane company, and he was saying he had ADD, attention deficit disorder, but he learned through self-development to keep working on it, and he used that ability to multitask. Okay, instead of just to watch multiple videos, he used it to do multiple productive things. So look, even if you have some type of issue, and it will all depend on your severity, you can do something with it. I often use the example, I was thinking about what I say. If someone has the ability to create several, I mean a lot of fake profiles, that's a mental capability. But I guarantee you a lot of these people, they're using all that capability to troll instead of to do something with their life, to improve their life, to improve society. And that's where I feel that the undisciplined, the untrained, and I feel like they're just like, fuck it, let everyone become a weed head and a troll head, and like everyone goes into this algorithm of whatever. But I don't know, I'm not here to tell anyone anything, because I got to live my own life. I get to live my own life. I get to run my own channel, and I'm all for that. And I don't want to control anyone, and I don't want to have kids, and I don't want to date a girl with kids. I don't want to deal with it, but I want to observe. And I want to say that, one, Elon Musk, some consider the smartest person. But again, if he wasn't bailed out by the government in 2008, we would never have SpaceX. We'd never have Tesla today. And I think he's smart, because he knows that Tesla, SpaceX, these are all companies that now they can't fail because the government subsidizes them. The government subsidized electrical cars and subsidized space travel. So, he's smart enough to know how to play the system. So, what are my thoughts? My thoughts are, there's an engagement. There's like a pit bull locks on its target. The mind can obsess over something. And in one sense, that's bad. There's a disorder. I think, like I was reading up on autism, it's basically like the brain structure was not formed properly. Okay. And the mind is not reading at least how a quote unquote normal mind would read. And again, what's normal? That's debatable, right? But certainly there's a level of normal. It's like, what's the normal size penis? What's the normal size breast? It's like we in society, there's an average, there's a normal, right? So, and there's an abnormal. And then there's two people that break up. Forget about everything else. Number one cause of stress in life is not mental disorders, it's relationships. And we've seen it with Halle Berry, Elon Musk, and you can name, it's very hard to keep people together. And one is, I question why these people have kids. It's like, you got to question, they broke up within 12 months of having a kid. You didn't know you had serious problems. So, that makes me upset, Like I said, guys, if you're really in love and you're really in a healthy zone and you want to bring a child into this world, I mean, I can understand it. It may not be my thing, but I can respect it. But I get upset. This is just me, my personal opinion. I got to share it. I get upset when someone wants to bring a child into this world just for their own personal reasons. There's not really, there's not really any other reason. Obviously, look, if you're going to break up with someone after 12 months of a kid, that relationship was not built on anything solid. I mean, you can almost guarantee it. So, and you're not doing the child favor, because like I've often shared, I'm not suicidal. I mean, if anything got very hard for us, any of us could be. So I'm also not, but I often say, like, guys, I was supposed to be an abortion. And would I have been mad? No. Why? Because I would have never known, guys. I would have been chilling. Okay? And if we believe in heaven or we believe in afterlife, why, then, so it's this whole algorithm. But look, it's not to get negative on anything. It's to share that if I'm being honest, and if we're talking about real life, one is everyone has some type of disorder, but there's normal, there's abnormal. And even with a disorder, you can do great things. But again, you can also do great things in a bad way. You can have a disorder and be a bad person. Like I say, you can be in a wheelchair because you have a physical disability and shoot someone and be a bad character. And you can have a mental disorder, okay, and be a bad character. I met someone on here, great girl, a Tamachi queen. She had several profiles, but she had told me like she had a seizure or something. She had brain damage, but she was very positive. Back, when I'd open chats, very positive. Okay, I didn't know sometimes if it was her or not because she had all these profiles, but she was very positive. She had a coloring book. She always tried to like stay doing something active. She was never negative, at least to me. And so that's one person with a disorder and a positive personality. But I've had some people with a mental disorder that are totally nasty to me online. And I say to myself, what's the difference? The difference is, look, you can have a mental disorder and be a good or bad person, just like you can have a physical disorder and be a good or bad. Now, where do you discern, is that a disorder or is that bad character? I don't know. Not my job. Okay. Guys, I cannot be the judge and jury for everyone in every situation. But I have a right, and this is the other thing I want to speak on, then we're going to go all members' comments. Dealing with people in my own family that have official disorders, mental and physical, is that I have a right to say, look, I'm not going to deal with this. It's unhealthy for me. And so if I do that in real life with real relationships, I'm going to do it online. Because if not, you're going to lose your well-being. And that's why did Elon Musk break up with his girl? Because his girl basically said he was immature. And if you read Elon Musk's ex-wife's book, they say he's a narcissist psychopath, basically. Now there's always two sides to a story. But after a fourth divorce, you have to say there's something to what's being going on. I mean, so it's like, after a fourth fake profile, you have to say there's something going on with this person's character. Okay. So now again, is there good or bad? Guys, to me, I just want to know what's healthy and what's not healthy for me. I've let go of the idea that I need to solve everyone and everything's problem. I need to be the best person I can be as healthy and productive and positive as I can be for me. Not your version of positivity, not your version of whatever, like I said, and that's, you guys got to all do that yourself. So my message tonight is simply sharing on those things I've shared on. Why? Because they touched my spirit. Okay. And so if they touch my spirit, I try to organize my thoughts and share them with you because they have value. And again, some of this is just my opinion. But I feel that when I feel something touched in a deep way in my spirit, that other people are going through similar things or have experienced similar things. It doesn't mean the exact thing, and it doesn't mean everything I say exactly applies to you or I'm right or I'm wrong, but it's good to share on things that touch you in a deep way because they have some type of resounding quality that other people may have gone through similar things or feel a similar way. All right, with that being said, click the thumbs up if you haven't. We're going to go to all members' comments again. Shout out to Keith, ESP. See a lot of people piling in. Twisted's in the building tonight. And a lot of positive people in the building. Remember, guys, eliminate people that steal your positivity and don't let people define your positivity. I'm going to just stay, I'm going to just leave it at that. I must leave it at that. Eric, what's up, brother? Great to see you, Eric. Great to see you. My man Infinity, what's up, brother? Great to see you, man. How's the Jeep Gladiator and the travel trailer? What's going on with that, brother? Give me an update. My man Eric, he broke up with her. I don't know. It sounds like it's still mutual. They're still living together, but it sounds like it was more her. But if you look back in the past 12 to 24 months, they were not in agreement. And I think that they basically said, or they were both willing to have a child together, but not willing to stay together. He's obsessed over his business. She wants a more compassionate man. Like I told you last night in 5 Lessons to Dating a MILF, a girl, when she's between the age of 25 to 35, she's determined to have a kid. Okay. Most of them are. Okay. And I think she probably said, well, He's been divorced because don't think that a woman did not evaluate the fact that he has been divorced 3 times. And don't think that they evaluate, well, I'm still going to get the seed of Elon Musk. Now, if Elon Musk had a deep level of autism, okay, and he wasn't the inventor of Tesla and SpaceX, I doubt she would have his kid. However, I doubt, okay, that if she was a fat girl with autism, Elon Musk would have had his kid. See, one thing I've also learned with people with mental disorders, they talk the worst about other people with mental disorder. Because I have visited people that are in like a group, and what I could tell you is the mentally disturbed people go after each other worse than anything else. Because like I think like regular people all respect if you got a disorder or you got a handicap, like as long as it's legit, and you're trying to do the best you can. I don't know anyone of good mind, of good spirit that would shit on you. You know what I mean? It's like you got to respect, you're doing the best you can what you got. But when you're dealing with people with mental issues, they attack other people with mental issues. Like I know someone the other day, they don't work, they've never worked, they drink alcohol. And they made a comment like, oh, what do they do? No one works? Everyone's smoking weed? Yeah. Have you ever met an unemployed person who gets upset when there's not good customer service? Yeah. Like someone gives them a drink. Like, oh my, if she don't like her job, why should she do it? She doesn't do good at her job. I should complain about her. Yeah. An unemployed person will say that. So there's a level of delusion that's it's wild, and that's why I say don't even get involved with people like this because you're going to go crazy. D. Hey, D, great to see you. I hope you're healing up with your leg. Hey, Sam. Hope you're enjoying New Jersey. Well, it's the greatest weather of the year up northeast, mid-September through mid-October. I'm missing out on some deals that are going on in Florida with some houses that are coming on the market because if I can't see the house and physically visit it, I wouldn't be comfortable making an offer without being there. But am I glad I'm in New Jersey? Yes. Why? Because like I say, I am blessed to be able to visit my mom, spend this quality time, and have the freedom to be able to leave whenever I'm ready. But I would say right now the weather's still in the low 70s, perfect fall weather, and I'm enjoying my time with my mom, making the most of that. And so I would say it's positive. And I want to thank Big Plan Dan, my man John Madden, a couple people who show me a lot of love, and thank you, ESP. Hey, D. Twister, what's up, everyone? ESP, hey, Twister. Twister's on fire. Twister, you're very positive. Shout out to Twister. I was thinking about Twister today, too, when I was reading this article. Twister's got a brother who's got a mental disability, I believe. Yeah, I was thinking about that. And I got family members, same thing. Eric, here's a useless bit of news. Okay. Eminem is opening up a restaurant called Mom Spaghetti. Laughing. Wow. Yeah, and I believe his mom had issues, right? And I'm not sure the whole exact thing. I know his mom sued him. And didn't his Eminem's baby mother, didn't she try to I don't know, is she still alive? There was something going on with that, but yeah, they look, that was a whole level of dysfunction too. So it's an interesting thing. Successful people, like I say, a lot of people want to be in that zone, but there's a lot going on there. Hal, hey Sam, what's good with you, brother? How are you, man? How's everything going with you, Hal? Stay focused, stay positive. Yeah, that's it. Just do the best you can. But like I said, when I observe life and I see these people, like Eric mentioned, whether it's an Eminem, whether it's an Elon Musk, whether it's a Holly Berry or whatever, one is the number one thing I always look at is that relationships are not hard to keep, not easy to maintain. Most people, it destroys their life. And then the number two thing I look at is the mental condition of someone. And just because they have a disability doesn't mean they can't do great things. But at the same time, just because they have a disability doesn't give them the right to do bad things. And that's very important in life. Very important. Hal, Sam, yep. Hal also said, Sam, just signed up for the Rocky Half Marathon. Oh, really? In Philly? I never heard of that. This would be my third time. Got to step up my running game. Well, I give you credit. At 41, I don't run anymore. I do walking. I visited the Philly statue in Philly. Uh, the Rocky statue in Philly is like right on the bottom of a museum, down steps. It's very unimpressive, actually. The Rocky statue, like you almost would pass it, you wouldn't even notice it, and that it's like totally disconnected from the city of Philly. Like it's up on like this little mountain, not mountain, up on this hill, and it looks over the city. Um, so yeah, I guess that's like a half marathon or whatever. Uh, how? A November 12th weekend. Okay. Yeah, that fall weather is marathon weekend. Or not marathon weekend, I should say, but marathon weather. You know, the fall, it's the cooler, crisp air. November get a little bit cold. But yeah, a lot of walks and marathons take place in the fall. Pat, what's up, Pat? Hey, Sam. Hello to you. Shout out to you, Pat. Twister. Hey, Sam. This world is crazy. There's no doubt about that. It seems like every day I wake up to a new psychopath. Spending time in public will really, it'll really test your. That's the most underestimated thing about being a nomad is the amount of time you're going to spend in public and deal with people. It's really that's the hardest part, I would say, other than the extreme weather. He goes, every day is a new psychopath or the same psychopath with the same BS. Yeah, it's like a parrot. You know, it's happening so much recently. I'm starting to think God's testing me. Well, as you get older, that actually gets worse. But all I could tell you, Twister, is as you get older, that's why boundaries are more important. Because whether it's with your family members, whether it's with friends or whatever, um, because in order to maintain your well-being, your sanity, your peace, your joy, your dreams, and also just to maintain your peace, that's the best word. Because without your peace, you have anger. In order to do that, you have to learn that you need a certain amount of time by yourself. You have the right to do that. You have the right to evaluate if someone's good for you, whether it's your mother, your father, your brother, a stranger. You know, like I don't know. You know, like some people sometimes, especially with disorders, they think that you don't have the right to not like them. You have a right to not like anyone. You don't have a right to hurt anyone, but you have a right to walk away with someone and have a permanent boundary or temporary boundary or whatever boundary. So you have to exercise that right. You know, it's like, you're going to get backlash. And most people who have a restraining order, they have a disorder. You know, I remember my father got a restraining order. That's true. And so, look, I observe all these things in life. And I say to myself, how do you maintain your sanity? And I say to yourself, you have to be willing and at peace and confident enough to do what you need to do for yourself without hurting other people. Because if you don't, you will hurt other people, because you're gonna lose it. And you're gonna put yourself in an unhealthy position, whether a domestic dispute or whether just waste your time and your energy on something or someone that's not doing the work of their life, and then you're not going to be able to go to work. You're not going to be able to do what you need to do, because you don't have your personal life is in chaos. And as we mature, that's a very important thing to develop. That's not easy to develop. See, most people, because of relationship need, reprocreating with other psychopaths, they get caught in this algorithm. Like what Pat Go was telling me, like her husband calls her cheese tits. I wish a motherfucker would call me cheese tits. You know what I mean? I'll go out there, I say, you out your damn mind. Yeah, I don't think that's funny at all, but that's just me. So, uh, you know, to me, when I come home at the end of the night, or when I had a long day dealing with the psychopaths in the world, the last thing I want to hear is someone with a sarcastic sense of humor, or someone repeating the same thing. Like I know someone I know they live with someone else got a disorder, and the problem is they repeat the same thing over and over and over, and that'll drive you crazy. You hear the same thing, the same stuff over and over and over. And you say, well, what should they do? I don't, it's not my job to figure out other people's lives, guys. Everyone's got to figure out for themselves. All I could tell you is, I think, you got to figure out how to take care of your responsibility while taking care of yourself. Whether you have a child with a disability, whether you have a disability, or whether you're just a person trying to do the best you can in this world, you have to learn to not neglect your responsibilities, take care of them, but also take care of yourself. And you get to do that. I don't, the last thing you need in life is someone who is not taking care of themselves telling you you don't have the right to take care of yourself. So you have to take authority over your well-being. Not in, and again, I'm trying to speak to a mature group of people here. Not to people who just want to like a green light to be able to do whatever they want. This is a mature chat, guys. That's why. But I just want to say this. Let's go to the next comment. I'm talking too long on this. Thank you, Twister. How? They took it off the top of the steps. This is the Rocky statue. I didn't know this. They took it off the top of the steps because the museum didn't think it was considered art. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, now it's at the bottom of the steps in some bushes when I was there a few years back. No one knows that's an art museum. Yeah, I went into the museum. It's an art museum. It's not very exciting. Yeah, I went into that museum. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that, Hal. Thank you for sharing. Pat, I heard Elon Musk morphed into a bear and started dating a deer in Michigan. I don't know, but I also read today online that when you refer to yourself as a bear, that's a gay term. And again, I stand for equal rights for everyone out there who's gay. But I've had a couple gay psychopaths with mental disorders. They're part of my trolls on here. And I said to myself, maybe it's because I referred to myself as a teddy bear with claws. Guys, I keep telling you, I'm not gay, guys. Again, I stand for equal rights, but there's a whole nother level of delusion going on out there, man. How? Yeah, how? That's crazy. How? Yeah. Um, the statue I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah. So we're on the same page with that statue. Keith, Pat Go, he's laughing on Pat Go. Yeah, Pat Go's got a good sense of humor. But I tell you right now, Pat Go's I think she may be dealing with a psychopath husband. Twister, $2 super chat. You know what it is, Sam. You know I love you, brother. And like we all know, and Keith's a big fan of yours, we all know you're a positive person. You're a young guy. You're in your 20s. We got a few young people in here. And what I want to tell you is don't lose your positivity. Because when you're younger, it's easier to be more positive. But also to maintain your well-being, you're going to have to learn to develop some boundaries. And you can do that, okay, and still be a positive person. Now, some people are going to give you a lot of backlash, and I don't, but we just want to tell you, Twister, we love you. We know that you're positive, and we appreciate you. And that's what we want to tell you. Thank you for that gracious tip. Thank you. Yeah, but like I was saying, Keith was laughing with Pat Go, and Pat Go's got great personality. But I think Pat Go's dating some guy, I don't know if that's her husband or a bear or what, but he's dating some guy that calls her cheese tits. I said, get the hell out of here, I wish someone would, try. Yeah, I had a couple, I don't know, let's stay positive tonight, because I don't want to talk about negative stuff. Pat, oh yeah, I read this already. He morphed into, oh no, I didn't read that one. Elon Musk morphed into George Jetson. That was a good cartoon. And started dating Betty Rubble. That was from the Flintstones. Yeah, from the Flintstones. Elon Musk fathered the Bam Bam Barney. I don't know, but if you look at his new baby mother, she's young. She was in her early 30s, but she don't look that good. But I think she figured, well, look, I'm not going to go wrong here because I'm not going to lose money. I'm going to make money. And, even though Elon Musk may have a disorder, he's still very intelligent. Now, again, would I have a baby with Elon Musk? No. Why? Because I think it's too high risk. I think it is a higher risk that, again, Elon Musk's father was a psychopath. If you read his biography, even Elon Musk said he couldn't really get along with him. Now, I don't know. Is it worth it to have a human as smart as Elon Musk give us electric cars, even though electric cars were already invented by a guy named Tesla? That's why he named the company Tesla. And, well, he gives us electric cars and space travel. Well, guys, NASA was already invented. So, yeah, he made these things a little bit better. But I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't think I'll have a baby with Elon Musk. Okay, now, again, I don't want to have a baby at all. And I don't recommend, I think we're going to have less babies. But I don't know. These are just my opinions. Pago. Elon Musk eats out of dumpsters because he's like raccoons. Well, I don't know. I mean, he's definitely not broke. So it's like, I know some people are on like, let's dive out of a dumpster so we can save on, food costs. I've seen some of that. But I don't know. You get to a point like Elon Musk and money don't even matter. And I respect Elon Musk. I mean, I'm speaking on some things. One is I've never heard Elon Musk, even though like some of his tweets may be abrupt, and I've seen like I didn't like some things like when he was doing, but I've never like seen him or heard him trying to implement anything that would hurt someone else. So I want to respect that. And then number two is he gave us PayPal, he gave us Tesla, he gave us SpaceX. He's done great things. I'm not going to disgrade that. So I don't want to devalue that. And I'm saying that also as a word of encouragement. Like again, he referred to himself as level 1 Asperger or autism. So it's like, you can still do great things even if you got a classification. Now, if you're drinking alcohol with your prescription pills, I mean, I don't know. Now, Elon Musk smoked weed on Joe Rogan. How many, like that's the thing. Everyone's not the same. Like Joe, and I've seen my man Juicy Jeff talk on it. Like Elon Musk is smoking weed, Joe Rogan's smoking weed, they're drinking alcohol. They make it look cool. Now, maybe they can help themselves, but a lot of these psychopaths can't handle that. So I don't know, but they're not responsible for that. It's just, it's just an observation. But like I said, guys, don't forget Joe Rogan, his claim to fame was he's a comedian that did the Fear Factor hosting. Like a lot of people look up to Joe Rogan like he's God or he's a scientist or doctor or the guy is a comedian, okay, who likes UFC fighting. So, don't forget Joe Rogan is like, it's not like this guy is like Joe Rogan's greatest gift is that he has a level of empathy, compassion, and he hears the different sides of points, and that's total respect to him. And that's why he's successful. That's his greatest gift, is that he allows all sides to speak in a rational way, and he's shown a level of great empathy. So I give him respect for that. Pat, I read this, all right. Dumpster diving. Pat, yeah, with the cheese tits and the bears, that's crazy. Hal, yeah, Hal in that bear country. What do you guys think Brian Laundrie is? Is he on the Appalachian Trail, or is he in a dumpster behind Publix in Florida? Yeah, I don't know, man. Here's another psychopath, right? Brian Laundrie, who may have killed that girl, Gabby, allegedly. Here's a guy that they say have a mental problem. Now, maybe instead of him like going on van life without a job, maybe if he would have like signed up to work at SpaceX in Cape Canaveral, maybe he'd be an engineer. Okay. I don't know, but like I say, you got to do something with your time. And if you're unemployed, I don't think you need to go take a trip on van life. Why? You got too much time, That's on what you're doing, but everyone's different. Teacher room. Pat, Elon Musk fathered a litter of raccoons. I watch a guy on YouTube, a fat guy from, I don't know, he's from Maine. This guy feeds raccoons every night. He lives in a cabin up in the woods. This guy's got 500 subscribers. So like here I am, I'm thinking like I'm talking about topics that are really going to change people's lives. But I think maybe I just buy a cabin in the woods and feed raccoons hot dogs, because I think more people relate to that than they do to what I say. I got 41 people in this live chat. Sometimes I share on stuff. I said, man, this will change someone's life. And then I look at my view count. I said, well, I may change one or two, But then I look at a nice guy, old guy, fat guy, feeding raccoons every night. It's the same video, same raccoons, same hot dogs. But these people love it. And I watched some of his videos, got 500,000 views, 500 subscribers. I said, damn, I got to bust my ass, do an RV review, do a Florida review, share my personal story. I got to do all this. I got 39 people watch. I got 16 thumbs up. I got one psychopath that I think has a mental disability, and they get pride out of the thumbs down. They're, and there's one gay guy that really wants to get with me. I don't know, maybe because I call myself a bear. I don't know. So I'm dealing with a lot of people on here for very, that's what I tell you. YouTube is a very high risk, low reward. And it's like, sometimes I feel wrong telling you guys you shouldn't be a YouTuber, you shouldn't live in your car. But I also tell you, I know you guys. You guys cannot function at a high level. And I feel confident telling you most of you should not live in your car and should not be a YouTuber because you've already proven that you're not consistent on YouTube and you'll live in your car for a few months and then you'll go right back to or you'll be destitute. So now again, what do I tell you? You should do whatever you want because anyone who knows me knows that I don't go in people's lives. This is me sharing my viewpoint. I don't stop no one from doing nothing. I don't bother no one. I just live my own life. I try to live a peaceful life. I try to avoid people, and even when I don't have to. But I just say, you know what? For the sake of peace, I'm going to avoid them. That's what I do. Yeah, because to me, I value peace. Some people, they don't value peace at all. They value conflict. Like some people strive on conflict. I strive on peace. So, everyone's different with that, Pat Go. Oh yeah, we talking about the dumpsters and the raccoons. Yeah, it's a disaster. Pat Go, yeah, laughing with the emojis of that. Yeah. Hal's laughing good. Laughter is good for the soul. Jason, what's up, brother? What's up, Sam? Hope everything's going good. Yeah, it's going pretty good. How are you, Jason? Great to see you tonight. Thank you. Gianna's here too. Gianna's laughing good. Hey, Gianna, great to see you. Good to see you and good to see you laughing. That's good for you. That's awesome. Thank you. Twister, thank you. What do you guys think of my YouTube short? Hal and everyone, did you guys see my YouTube short today? My first ever YouTube short? I'm going to try to I don't know if I'm going to do them daily. I got to work my way up on that and figure out the algorithm of the YouTube shorts. You can monetize them, but you got to get a lot of views for that to be worth it. But I had fun doing it. I got to figure out like some things to do with that. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section. Hal said, even a teddy bear has flaws. Yeah, remember when I said that? I think some people took that the wrong way, hardest line. I thought it was a good line, like just like having fun but being serious. But then I read an article that some people, I guess, like the rainbow teddy bear, like he's a sign of like some other way of sexuality. That's not me, guys. ESP. Yes, Sam. You'd be a bear. Is that a bad thing? No. If you weren't straight, yeah. Well, I still consider myself like a teddy bear with claws. But yeah, I'm into chicks, not dicks. Yeah, that's true. I don't, so. But again, to me, I'm an equal rights guy. So, I don't know. It's like, but there's been some obsessive people, that have really, I don't know, because I don't want to get with them because I don't think they look good. It's weird. It's like, man, like now I know how hot women feel like when they get stalked. I didn't really guys, I've always been able to do pretty good on the dating scene. But like when I got online, I said, man, there's some lonely, ugly motherfuckers out there, okay? And I said to myself, damn, you give an ugly psychopath a little bit of attention, like I'm now the hot chick, and I got people stalking me. Yeah, that's what happened. So now I got a whole nother level of respect for the hot chicks in this world. Okay, I got to deal with the majority of the population that's undateable. Guys, that's how I feel every night going live on YouTube. It's like, I got to be careful. And let's stay positive. I was gonna say something. I'm gonna say it. Some of these ugly people, like they're afraid they're gonna get abducted like Gabby. And I'm saying to myself, guys, come on. I mean, I don't think nothing bad gonna happen to you out there. I think you're all right to do some boondocking. I always like, come on, man. You're safe to do boondocking. Like if if you're killing it out there, you're looking good. But some of you out there, man, I'll tell you right now, you can go boondocking and leave all your van doors open. You're gonna be all right. All right, let's take pause. I had to say just a little bit. ESP, I love you, Charles. Twister, I went through some testing like that in the past. He'll show you how to deal with them. That's Charles went through that. Yeah, Charles, I've been enjoying your videos, brother. I appreciate you sharing your journey too, man. You're doing an awesome job. ESP, you're probably confused a few guys out there. Yeah, I guess I did. Well, actually, not more views. It's like because I blocked them, and then they become like part of the troll posse. If I really just do YouTube as a business, guys, I should just be what everybody wants me to be. I could play that game and still be myself. I could be that, but I just don't want to, because I could have a lot more views, a lot more subs, even what I got, because I know why I know what humans want, but like I say, I mean, I want to use this not just as a hustle, but also as a way to be able to, like, just to be me at the end of the day. So, but like I tell you guys, if you're really just looking to hustle YouTube for the monetization, uh, then remember the number one thing people want is just someone to talk to. You're going to be dealing with a lot of people who do have disorders mentally. You're going to be dealing with a lot of people that don't get much interaction. And you're going to have to learn that sometimes they say things or they're obsessed or they just say nasty things because they need an outlet. And if you can deal with that, even if you don't go viral, you'll be able to get enough views to keep you going. It's still not going to be enough to live on. So that's the thing. And that's why most people still don't do YouTube. Because if I say to you, well, yeah, if you listen to people and if you engage and if you're consistent, that X's out a lot of people. But if you do that, you'll find enough people that will want to engage with you. Then the only thing you need to do is maintain engagement. But here's the other part of that. When you maintain engagement with people who are not in a well place, it could cause you to get not into a well place. Because some of you who want to create a YouTube channel, you're already not in a well place. And so now you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position for a very low dollar amount. And I think that's part of what happened to Gabby too. I think that, she had no, she really was not calculating, the odds of being a successful vlogger plus the stress of living the van life with someone else. Both of them are unemployed. Both of them are young. That was way too much risk, but I took a lot of risk when I was young, but I also made it out of a few things that I was fortunate. So, I don't know, All right, we'll back to these live comments. Charles at Hal. I love doing the Rocky run too. I saw your recent Rocky clips too, Charles. I did the Italian Stallion challenge a couple of years in a row. I didn't even know that was a thing. You and Hal are teaching me something. Keith, I've been wondering what's going to take to get people back into the workforce. Now, I think it's done. I think with the baby boomers retiring like you worked 33 years. I don't think, I think those baby boomers are retiring. Even if they work like you're probably going to work on the side, it's never going to be back in the major workforce. I think there's a certain level of younger people who are either never going to work, they're on disability, or they're entrepreneurs and they work as independent contractors, whether the gig economy or something else, and they're going to live a very cheap life and just make it work. But what's the positive? Well, the positive is with technology, you don't need as many people in the workforce as you did during the Industrial Revolution. Remember, the Industrial Revolution was when we figured out how to use machines to mass produce. Okay? The technology revolution is when we use technology to become more efficient, eliminate some manual labor that a computer and efficiencies can eliminate. Forget robots. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, think about the smartwatch where it tracks your steps. Think about how technology monitors all that data and then it informs you better and you can make a more efficient decision. And that eliminates waste. And there's a lot of jobs that are wasteful. And then, 20, 30 years down the road, we will have robots. Elon Musk started a company even that's starting that now. So, but again, I think we're going to learn to live with less people in the workforce. And the good news is if you're in the workforce, you're going to be more employable. You're going to be more valuable. And if you're not in the workforce, again, you can work as an independent contractor, and if you can get disability, and if you have a disability, that's up to you. For me, I just know that society has crossed a threshold where we will never repeat like that baby boomer generation where society is growing. If anything, I see society now shrinking a little bit and becoming more efficient and more streamlined. And I do see the day, maybe 100, 200 years from now, when we only have children through labs because you want to eliminate some of these high risk mental and physical disabilities. And our number one companion is a robot. instead of your smartphone, it's actual robot with a human exterior. And I think relationships would be better because right now relationships over 50% end in a divorce. I think relationships will be healthier. I think kids will be healthier. It'll take a generation of society to accept that because remember it took thousands of years to brainwash society into religion and into all types of things. And I believe in faith. I'm still glad that faith was taught. But there's a lot of people that they have a mental disability and religion was their psychiatrist. And you were basically taught that if you think certain thing, that's a demon. I'm not saying some of these things aren't demons because I believe in the spiritual realm. But I also believe because I can be both. I can be spiritual and logical. I also believe that some of the spirituality teachings with like disorders where people would think like they're a demon and maybe they are, but it's just that there was a lack of mental health understanding. So I think there's a balance of both things, not one or the other. I think there's a balance because I believe in those different levels of humans. I believe we're partly spiritual, partly emotional, partly mental, partly physical, right? And we're a being. We're multidimensional being. And and we can't fully explain ourselves, but we can understand ourselves better. And I think 1,000 years ago, we didn't understand ourselves as well as we do now. We didn't know DNA. We didn't have heart surgery. We didn't have cataract surgery. We didn't have knee replacements. Okay. So, just remember, like 100 years ago, we didn't even have electricity. Okay. So, a lot of times people think like, oh, we're in 2021. It's like, oh, it's the worst time ever. There's so much going on. It's a bad time to do this. That I don't know how some of these people will survive in 1821 with no electricity, no vehicles, very few jobs. Like now we may have an exodus of the workforce, but 100 years ago there wasn't enough jobs for people. So you have to ask yourself, would you rather be born in 1921 when there wasn't enough jobs for people and people had to wait till someone died working on the Golden Gate Bridge? Or would you rather be born in 2021 when you can get a job like this if you want, and you can DoorDash and drive over the Golden Gate Bridge? So I definitely feel that we're going to figure it out. It's just that it's hard to put in context, time and human history, and it's hard for people to accept change. And that's why usually a deep society change takes a generation because it takes a long time for people to accept the reality of that things will never be the same. Good comments. ESP at Pat, exactly. How many edibles did you take? Oh, talking about the weed. ESP. I'm laughing too much during the live for real. Yeah, well, it's good to laugh. Look, if I got past like that point where, oh, I'm gonna save everyone, I'm gonna come up with this great philosophy of life. For me, if I can make people laugh a little bit at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of value in that, and do it in a sincere way where I'm not doing like I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not a comedian who turned into a philosophy. I'm just a regular person, but trying to do the best I can. Charles at Hal, I got a cheese steak afterwards from Max's cheesesteaks from the movie Creed. Oh, okay. Yeah, I never bought a cheesesteak in Philly, but I did buy cheesesteaks in Jersey. They were pretty good. Gianna, Sam, would you ever want to go to space if you could? No, I don't even want to really go any further north. I don't want to go to Vermont. I don't want to go to Canada. No, I don't. I just want to stay in South Florida. I've spent time by Cape Canaveral in Florida where they send the space things into the things, but that's not me. ESP is in the space. I'm not into space. I don't even like to fly airplanes. I'll float airplanes. I'd rather drive. So me personally, Gianna, no way. Good question though. Oh, Pay Denolan 199 super chat. Salute. Well, Pay Denolan, salute to you. I appreciate you showing me that love and that tip. Thank you, Pay Denolan. Thank you very much. Shout out to you. I appreciate you've been watching for a long time, showing love. May everything continue to go well with you, Pay Denolan. Love to you, man. Stay positive as best you can in this world. Okay. But yeah, Gianna, good question. Yeah, no, I'm not a space guy. I respect it. You say, well, what has space done for us? What has space travel done? Well, you have a phone that has GPS because of space. So space has done a lot with regards to technology, defense systems, but mainly communications. Because the reason that we're able to broadcast throughout the world on a smartphone is because of satellites, basically. Well, not just that, but that's part of it. The interconnection, okay, with the satellites and the technology gives humanity just greater telecommunications. And so I would say that space travel has been a positive for humanity. Now, what will it bring in the future? I don't know. But I would say that, yeah, I mean, my mom used to say when I was very young, like I remember in the 80s, I think I was in like, I don't know, like second grade or fourth grade. And there was a rocket that NASA was sending up to space and it blew up before it got there. And I remember my mom was saying, like, she was in the church, she was like, Sam, I don't think we should be trying to get up to space. I think God trying to tell us something. And I get that. And that was her generation. And she may still feel like that. But, now it's like traveling in the space is going to be like traveling, like taking an airplane from Newark, New Jersey to Orlando. So it's like, it's just like, again, but you cross through generational acceptance, Twister. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. Thank you again, Twister, also for your gracious tip. Pat, Elon Musk went to Mars with a deer sitting on his lap. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I remember I had a MILF sitting on my lap, and I do like it when a MILF sits on your lap. However, I don't like it when, her kid sits on your lap. Why? Shit. Yeah. Yes, because guys, I don't want to raise kids. And I have a right because I'm single with no kids. So, it's like, why would you be upset with that? I think the only person upset with that is someone who either wants me to raise their kids or like I've had a big population of my people that troll my channel that, like I say, were gay or mentally disabled. But another section of the population were women who looked at me as either their son or their lover. And when they found out I'm neither and I have a right to not want to be your lover or your son, they get upset with me. Because I don't know, like maybe they're in this delusional state where they're watching Law and Order and they got like 5 cats running around their house. And they think like I'm going to come save them and we're going to go like boondocking. I love you. I respect you. But I've had some beautiful women that I've decided not to date. Not because I'm better than them, because I don't want to deal with all that. So I like when a MILF, a good looking MILF, okay, sits on my lap. But I don't like when her kid sits on my lap. But guess what, guys? I'm single with no pets, no kids. So I have a right to not like that. It doesn't mean I disrespect that. But yeah, I don't like, yeah. I remember there was some girl, okay, like I knew some girl, and then her girlfriend came over. And her girlfriend had a kid. And, her girlfriend like parading her kid around. I can understand because I had a dog. I used to do the same thing. And she parading her kid around. She like, so, oh, look at Sam. And I'm like, I don't like kids. But I'm good with kids. I'm very good with kids. But I was like, I don't like kids. And she's like, oh, yeah, I don't like kids. Yeah, I don't like, I don't like kids. Yeah. And she didn't like that. That's all. I don't give a fuck what you like, Yeah. Like, I have to like kids. I don't have to like kids. That ain't my kid. Yeah. No, I don't like kids. Yeah. But I'm good. I'm better with kids than most people. But what I found is, and I hate to say this, but I want to say this because it's been my experience, you have to be careful with men who are too good with kids. Because a lot of them, I hate to say it, I don't want to say they're sexual predators, but you got to be careful. Because I'm not saying all, but I always get a little red flag, when a guy is like too like into kitty stuff. I'm like, oh, something's going on here, Not like, being a good father or like, but just like, I mean, I don't know, This is my opinion, my observation. I got to be honest with you. Twisted. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, right there. Pat Go. The deer to lap. Yeah, that's where we left off. Charles, prayer for Twister. Adam, what's up, brother? Good evening, Sam. Great to see you, Adam. Shout out to you. Good to see you tonight. ESP. Hey, this is D at ESP. Florida this year. She's asking ESP. Twister. And yes, Sam. F degrading sarcastic comments. Yeah, I just don't want to deal with that. Especially when the relationship isn't even, that strong. I agree with that. Or old to be talking like that, yeah? But when you're dealing with people who can't control their mind or they have a disability, It's almost like I had a girl like that in high school, Tourette's syndrome, where like all of a sudden like they'll just say some crazy shit like curse. Now that's a disorder, right? Tourette's syndrome. And certainly you're going to have relationships that are sarcastic and disrespectful or say something a little sly. That's not Tourette's syndrome, but that's a level of it, right? That there's a certain level of, like, Elon Musk was saying that he has like level 1 autism, basically. He doesn't have full blown autism, but there's a level you can see in his thing. And like, so when you're dealing with a chick, like I remember I was on Match.com when I was in my dating thing in my 30s. And this chick, like a lot of girls talking about, they got a sarcastic sense of humor. Some people don't understand it. And I said, well, I understand it. You a nasty bitch. I don't want to date you. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want. Someone who's sarcastic. Yeah, nah, yeah. So, you know. So what I found when you date online is every girl likes to travel. Uh, and looks aren't that important, but if you don't have pictures on your profile, don't message me. Yeah. Looks aren't important, but if you don't have a profile picture, don't message me. Get that one, guys? So, yeah, like that. I hate to say it. Well, I'm not going to say it, but you guys know what I was going to say, those who watch often. There was that one person that came in the winter. I'm not even going to say what happened. That was another thing. We had a big disagreement. They were judging men on how they look without the mask, and then they weren't in shape. I don't even want to talk about that again, but that got me very upset. And I thought she was a very kind woman. I'm going to talk about it. She was a very kind woman, and I respect her. She was obviously a fan because she was a member. But she had made the statement that she couldn't wait till the pandemic ended so that men don't wear face masks so she can judge them basically by their looks. And then I said, well, how do you look? And come to find out, she was out of shape. She was drinking Dunkin' Donuts. She was doing all type of shit, eating cake. And I said, well, you out of shape? What you talking about? You ready to date? And then she messaged me after the live feed talking about you offended me. Well, how you think all the ugly guys feel walking around with a face mask? So, I think some people don't realize, like, you can't, like, you judging other people and like you don't want to be. Everyone judges. You know, everyone judges everyone. Just get over it. You judge and they judge you. I remember my mom. My mom's overweight. My mom will see some big girl with a bikini. She goes, Sam, what that big girl doing wearing a bikini? I said, Ma, you're big. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, that's true. And then there's some kid with autism. He watches me and he repeats everything I say. He has tag names of everything I do. He's a parrot because part of autism is like repeating everything that someone does. So I don't know, man. It's like I'm in this whole dimension of understanding human psychology. And then you say to me, well, yeah, I look at you like my therapist. Guys, I'm not playing that game. I had a stripper told me that. Guys, I'm not a therapist. I don't want to be a therapist, even though I'd get paid pretty good, but it's not worth it because I'm not going to change people. They're going to do whatever they want. That's what I found out. I don't want to change people. I just want to be left alone. That's true. Where are we at? Oh, yeah. This was Twisted talking about Sam. Yeah, after that degrading stuff, I agree. Yeah, especially when they're acting up. Relationship isn't that, yeah, especially if it's not that strong. Some people wouldn't know common respect if it hit them with a train. Yeah, I mean, I will say that most people in public, most people show you a level of common decency. Okay? But don't forget that most people are this close away from losing their sanity or losing their temper. So, you just got to always remember that it doesn't take much for a person to say some things that they regret, all of us. And so we got to be very careful. Twist is laughing good. ESP. At D, we'll see. If I get a promotion, I'm staying in Alaska this winter. You do you, ESP. We love you. If I don't, I'm leaving. To where? Who knows? Well, ESP, you've always been supportive of me. And I've certainly been wondering too, but I'm certainly giving you your space because I know it's not an easy decision. We love you, ESP. D loves you. We all love you. If you go, certainly we want to know just because we care. But if you don't, certainly you just do you because it's your life, And, look, that's a big part too. Look, people especially people living as a nomad, you want to just do your own thing. And I get that. I'm the same way. Like I say, I don't think in one sense, guys, my nomad days are very close to being over. But at the other sense, I could see myself being a nomad forever because what do you get to attach to in this world? But I'm not going to be a nomad forever. I don't think I will. I think the home base is closer than the nomad life. But we'll see. We'll see. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, Twister. Either way, super exciting, ESP. Yeah, we love you, ESP. Shout out to you, Twister. You're very positive. Charles, Sam, what's great about YouTube? I've been asking myself that recently. I'm not gonna lie about that. ESP Charles says, Charles, Sam, what's great about YouTube? You can basically upload your testimony for folks in the year 3000 who will think of you as a genius like Pluto or Aristotle. Yeah, I don't know though, man. It's interesting, Charles. You're right. I think about that. Like I think like, wow, if I die, there's gonna be a lot of YouTube things passed on. But I deleted my other social media because I was just like, fuck it, man. These motherfuckers will figure this shit out. Um, and most people don't want to figure it out. So it's like, but I think about the people that helped me. Ultimate Warrior, Jesus, Martin Luther King. Everyone I've read it in the past, and they had some type of public history. But all public history is distorted. Like even if someone watches all my videos, they're still not getting my true perspective because they don't live my life. These videos are maybe an hour out of the day or a 20-minute clip. So I don't know. In one sense, I'm still always very tempted to shut YouTube down and delete all my content. And I think anyone who does YouTube, if they're being honest with you, even once they're monetized and they make money, it's harder once you're monetized to make money to get off it because then you've done so much work to become monetized. Why do you want to walk away from it? Especially if you've been consistent. But even me, guys, as consistent as I've been, as much as I'm very grateful to building up to YouTube where I'm at, I think there always going to be something in my mind that I don't want to, it's like I would like to just delete everything. I think about that. Like if I really come into a lot of money, I'm talking millions, do I still do YouTube? I don't know, I recognize I have a gift that has to be shared, and I enjoy doing it. But for me, I can't speak for everyone. For me, that's a thing I always wrestle with personally, because in one sense, my life would have a lot more peace if I didn't share it publicly. At the same time, I don't know if I didn't do any type of thing like this, or for an extended period of time, my history has shown me eventually I start doing something like this again because there's something in me. Whether I've done it for free, whether I've done nonprofit work, whether I do YouTube, whatever type of thing I've done with regards to communicating, expressing, sharing, teaching, things like that, there's always been something in me, like since very young, that's part of me. So if I totally shut that out, do I live as a fulfilled life? Because sometimes there's something boiling in me, like I got to share this stuff. But at the same time, I'm finding that you got to have a lot of boundaries, because when you make yourself that vulnerable to anyone who want to watch, that psychologically, emotionally, that can really, that's why I tell you guys, like that, that's not easy for most people to deal with and to maintain their well-being at a very high capacity. You can do it, but I see people do it and they're totally not maintaining a well life. So guys, anyone can watch a train wreck. I mean, come on, guys. I can sit over here, I can put a wig on, I can drink, I can do a lot of stuff, I don't wear wigs. Come on, guys. So let's stay positive. ESP. True at Twister. Charles, it's like uploading your consciousness. Yeah, well, I've heard Elon Musk say that. And I saw that movie about that. What was that movie? With who was that guy that played in that pirate movie? Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp did a movie. It's a great movie. I recommend this movie. I forgot what it was called. What was the movie with Johnny Depp when basically he uploaded his consciousness to the algorithm of the future? Forgot the name of that movie. Someone mentioned it in the chat. But yeah, it's something like that. Pago. Me and my partner are going to take any job we get in the warm winter this winter. Well, if you're going to find a job you willing to work, I'll tell you right now. And Florida is going to be $15 an hour minimum wage by 2026 already. If you work at Target in Florida, I think it's minimum $15 an hour. So do I recommend you become a camp host? No. Why? Because you're going to work 20, 30 hours and all you're going to get is your campsite paid. And, now how much is your campsite? Well, it can vary between $800, maybe $1,200 a month. You can work a regular job, get $2,000 a month, pay $1,200 and keep $800. So I think a camp host may work for some people. But I think for a lot of people, I think it's a waste of time. ESP, Pat Go, you going to Arizona? Pat Go, maybe, hopefully, thumbs up. Peyton Nolan, thank you again. Shout out to you, Peyton Nolan. Shout out to Twister. I appreciate you both. Pat Go. Our friends moved from Rapid City, this is Michigan, to Mitchell. Well, shout out to one of my newest members, Michelle. She goes, Rapid City, Mitchell, San Diego for jobs, but are leaving soon because winter is so harsh there. Yeah, Rapids, Michigan? Yeah, that's a rapid decline of cold weather. I ain't lying. Oh, Peyton Nolan. $1.99 super chat. The movie Lucy, that was another great movie. I forgot the actor though. Yeah, well, Lucy was with what was that chick? What was that girl? She's got that tattoo on her rib called You're the Lucky One. Johansson. What was Johansson? What's her name? Johansson. Something Johansson. Scarlett Johansson. Look at me on Jeopardy. What is Scarlett Johansson, Alex, for $50? Yeah, Scarlett Johansson paid to Nolan. Yeah, the movie Lucy was great. It's about when someone opened up their brain capacity to the 100% usage. Because remember, most people don't only use like 20% of their brain or something like that. And remember, when you have autism or something, many times it unlocks certain chambers of your brain that other people don't have, like in the movie Rayman. He was able to do all these mathematical formulas. But at the same time, you're also missing some basic functions of the brain because your brain developed differently. So that's the dynamic with a mental disability. It's like, in one sense, you have a higher capacity sometimes in some areas, but you have no capacity in other areas. And that's what, like if you ever get trolled too, that's a lot of times, like, or if you ever deal with someone in your family that has a mental disability, right? It's like, are they playing with me, or is this a part of life that they don't know? Like if you ever met Brian Laundrie, you would say, oh, this guy, he just can't work. He doesn't, he's a nice guy, but he can't work. But then he murders his girlfriend. He escapes the FBI. He's got this master scheme. He's totally a genius when it comes to escaping the FBI. And you say to myself, this motherfucker playing with me, man? Yeah, that's what you say. That's what you say. And that's how life is. It's like you don't know if like they really like they can't do that or if they on some other shit. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. But yeah, ESP got a translucent or transcendence. That's the name of it. Good job, ESP. Back to these live comments. Good comments, guys. Oh, my man Chris, what's up, brother? Shout out to Chris living in his Class B. Hello, Sam, from sunny Florida. Hey, brother, how are you, man? I bet your mom is glad you're home. She is, and I'm glad to see my mom. I bought my mom a new wheelchair and a bathroom apparatus thing. I tried to upload a video about this morning, but the audio did not come out right. So I got to see if I could do a voice over audio. So that's why I uploaded like one of the older videos I had of me in Florida. I got a couple of those old videos of me driving in Florida just to get some content out. But I want to try to redo the audio on the video I made of the wheelchair. Thank you, Chris. Twist of fire emoji. Thank you, brother. Charles. Yeah, this is it. You and ESP got it. Transcendence is the Depp movie. That's exactly right. You both got it. But Peyton Nolan, you mentioned another great movie, which I would also recommend, is the movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson. Twister got that. Yep, Scarlett Johansson. Twister fire emoji. I agree with that. Twister, that movie was amazing. Yeah, these are two great movies. A good job. Yeah, I agree with that. Charles, I like the movie Limitless. Also another great movie. I agree with that. Excellent. Agree. So yeah, Limitless with the guy, what was his name? Bradley Cooper. Another movie I'd recommend with Bradley Cooper is Silver Linings Playbook. Now, Silver Linings Playbook, also a guy with a disability who judged a girl he was dating, the girl from Hunger Games. She had a disability, Jennifer Lawrence, in the movie. And it was two people. That's what made it funny, because they both had disabilities, and like he was judging her for her disability. And in the movie Limitless, it was also a guy that had like a slow brain. He was taking cold showers. But all of a sudden, he found like this magical pill, and he became like this super trader, this super smart guy. So like, that these are good, these are interesting movies. It's kind of like what we're talking about tonight. Twister. Limitless was badass too. It was an excellent movie. I agree, Charles. Yeah. Charles, that Twister fire emoji, I agree. Chris, Sam, Are you and I the only full-time nomads here tonight? That's an interesting question. Let me look at the live chat. I think ESP would be considered a full-timer. She's living in her NV200 in Alaska, her van. Um, a Pat Go, I'm not sure if Pat Go's a full-timer or just traveling the Appalachian Trail, or like in Michigan on some mountain. Pat Go, are you a full-time nomad? I'm trying to think anyone else I see in here that may be a nomad. You guys let me know in the comment section if you are. Yeah, those would be the only ones I know. I think ESP was probably the only other one. Infinity may be a full-time nomad. Um, yeah, that's the only one. ESP, Pat Go may be up in the Michigan Upper Peninsula. But yeah, but like I always tell you guys, a full-time nomad is less than 1% of society. So even in a small chat with about 50 people watching, less than 5 people will be a full-time nomad. Now, 5 people is 10%. So, you know, even less than that, five, I don't know, 1% of 50 is what? No, point, half of one person. Yeah. Yeah, ESP saying she's a full-time nomad. Okay. Yep. Yep. So, yeah, I don't know. Like it's a double dynamic. Like being a full-time nomad, you're a very small percentage of society, but it also makes a very interesting life, and that's why people watch it. But remember, most people in society, you're never going to appeal to the masses because most people in society, they're into the married life, the renovation life, and they look at you like a novelty, a whoopee cushion. ESP. I took a break for a few months last winter. Yeah, she Airbnb'd in Alaska. It's been full time for a few years now. Shout out to you, ESP. You're living it. Here's a young female, very smart. She's living full time in her van. So, it's possible. She's up for a promotion. I hope she gets it if that's what she wants. It's possible. It's rare, though. That's the only thing. Chris, anyone got me beat out there? I'm over 40 years plus. Yeah, I think you probably got everyone beat. I don't know anyone who's been a full-time nomad over 40 years. So if it was me, I'd probably give you the award tonight. I don't even plan to be a nomad for 40 years. I've been a nomad for just over 4 years. So, yeah, I think you got us beat, brother. Has your girlfriend been a full-time nomad that long? ESP. I'm watching from my van while sitting in a park now. Oh, okay. Is it dark now in Alaska? I think you guys are behind us time zone wise, all right? But all right, let me take a hydration break. Then you guys let me know in the comment section. You got anything else? If not, I've been on here for over an hour now. I'm getting tired. I got to take a shower. I'm going to shut this down. ESP. No, at Chris laughing. I doubt anyone has you beat. Yeah, 40 years as a nomad? I don't think most people. Yeah, nah, no way. You probably got everyone beat. I'm not even a tenth of where you are. Chris, right, brother? Chris, you doing you. Keep singing. Keep living your best life. We love you, man. And we're glad that you're happy, man. Remember, guys, look, and girls, I share on these chats. I share on my videos about what I feel the best life is for me, what my opinions are in life. But, everyone's got to figure out what works for them, whether it's living in a van, living in a house, having kids, not having kids. Again, to me, Elon Musk just had a kid. Now he's going through a breakup. I mean, I don't know why he just had this kid. As soon as Kanye West had his fourth kid, then they break up. Too many kids, guys. ESP, Sam, if you had a vehicle with more privacy, you'd be able to do it a lot longer if you wanted to. Now, that's a good comment. I think about you often when you share that. Look, if I get a Class B, then, yeah, I can nomad till the day I die. There's no doubt about that. If I was older, I'm still considering it now. It's on the table. Yeah, it's on the table. And if I really ever needed to DoorDash or I wanted a regular car, I could either put that in storage or I could just buy a small RV lot. I'd probably buy it in the countryside, though, if I have a Class B. Because that's the thing. It's like, the only reason right now I'm traveling is because my mom is still alive and I want to see my mom. But outside of that, I found pretty much the areas in Florida I want to live. Now, could I live in those areas with a Class B and just go from campground to campground? I could. But do I want to, or do I want to just have one place to go back to every night? I think I kind of want to just have an affordable home base. I wouldn't be mad if it's an RV lot. I'd probably be excited about that. Um, but there is a lot to be said for the full-time nomad life, for all the flexibility, especially, look, even to me, even when you're in the workforce, especially if you're single, because it gives me a peace. But, right now, again, the nomad life is paying off. Why? Because I'm with my mother and I don't have to worry about anything else. However, would I be able to make the sales pitch a little bit more to my mom if I said, Ma, for this winter, just come down with me. I got a place. I don't think my mom, like with my other siblings being up here, I don't know. I don't know if my mom would ever come down, so uh, it's an interesting thing. But I agree with you, ESP. The bottom line is, I say all that to say, if I stay as a nomad, eventually the vehicle change is probably what would have to take place, because I got to get some more privacy, because I definitely feel that the only negative that I've learned, or one of the major negatives I've learned being a full-time nomad, is I'm dealing with the public too much. I don't have enough privacy. And one thing that really helped me was getting a second gym membership with private showers, because at the end of the day, I need to take a shower. I need to close the door. When I was in Planet Fitness, I didn't mind for years taking a shower, and Planet Fitness still has changing rooms that are a little private, but everything's a curtain and everyone's on top of each other. And what I learned after years of being on the road is I need to be able to shut off the public. And I'm in the public too much now. And add on to that, I'm a public figure on YouTube. I don't like it. As far as like the lower amount of privacy I have. So again, Chris has been a nomad for 40 years, but he's in a class B. He's in a house on wheels in a campground parked. I'm always in the public. I'm not in a self-contained RV, and I'm always on the road, even if I'm in one area, because I'm traveling from a gym to a park to a Starbucks. So, Chris is, I got more mileage on my car in 5 years than Chris got on his Class B probably in 40. So what I've learned, the way I live the nomadic life, is that living out of your car, there's just a lack of privacy that you're willing to deal with because it has maximum flexibility. But it's also something you have to consider for your well-being, like, how much you pay a price. Charles said, Sam, do you think you'll take a vacation from the live feeds? I don't know. I think about it, but it's like, to me, it's like I'm in a rhythm and I like to be consistent. And for me, I'm like all or nothing. Like, if I stop doing the live feeds, to me, like, let's just stop doing YouTube. And if I take one night off, it's like, well, let me not exercise today. Because even if I don't go to the gym, I still walk, I still stretch, I still exercise, right? So to me, it's like to not do it. The only time I would not do a live feed or not do a video is if it caused me to be in an unhealthy place or I was really messed up that day. But I'm not going to lie to you. If I decide to me, I'm done. Like, it's like, for me, I'm on or I'm off. So yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. That's the best way to describe it. Good question. ESP. It's still sunny out. It's 4:28 p.m. We'll start losing sunlight next month. Yeah, I think we all do. Remember, in the fall, we set the clocks back. In the spring, we spring them forward. Chris, Sam, is it better off in a car? There's more freedom, believe me. Well, that's the other dynamic. See, I have maximum flexibility, maximum freedom, maximum stealth. See, what I don't have in privacy, I have in maximum freedom. He's right. And that's the thing. Like, there's that trade-off. Again, if I was 61 instead of 41, I would probably do the van. Okay. But being that I'm 41, I favor the flexibility over the privacy. And that's a very good observation. Charles, you could schedule a premiere live feed when you'd want to come back. Yeah, I don't like that. Why? Because I don't like to schedule these things, because then I'm not as creative. To me, the live feed is, I have a general time I go live between 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometime in that window. Mostly, there's some exceptions. And I just do it without it scheduled. To me, if I'm doing a scheduled premiere, I feel like an out-of-date movie. Like, it's too structured for me. And then it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I'm not saying you're wrong, because actually, from a marketing and viewership standpoint, that's a better way to structure your creativity, get more viewers. But like I said, I sacrifice some views. I know I can get, if I play the game a little bit differently, especially if I don't block, if I don't do this or that. But I've been willing to sacrifice some of the views, some of the way to run YouTube, just for the fact that I just don't want to do it. But if technically I was answering the question how to do things properly or how to do things by the book, you would be correct. But for me, it's like I'm doing everything on the upright, but I'm doing some things by like the standard, and some things like I'm just doing on my own style, you know. Charles, you could, oh, I read that. Chris, no breaks for Sam. We would miss him too much. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm the Cal Ripken of live feeds. Now, I could miss a live feed because Cal Ripken eventually missed one, but for right now, I try not to even think about that because it's not really a major. All I try to think about is get through one day at a time. Because how do you do live feeds for 4 years straight on YouTube? One day at a time. And how do you do anything in life? One day at a time. So we got through another live feed. I hope the topic, I hope the discussion helped you. I thank everyone who came in here tonight, all the members, all the super chat love, all the people in the background who watched. I do have gratitude. I do have boundaries because I have to keep my well-being. And I understand that a lot of people that don't respect boundaries, they have a disorder. Like I said, I even saw, with my father, anyone who has a restraining order, there's an issue. Okay. They mentally have an obsession. They have OCD. They're obsessed with something and they can't let go. And so I understand it. But for me, I can let go. And I have to let go. Why? Because if you hold on to anything too tight in this world, you're going to go crazy. And I understand the psychology of the storage unit. The psychology of the storage unit is it's mentally too painful to let go of something, even though you do not use it. Okay. And if you don't believe that people struggle with letting go, you need to look at the billion-dollar storage unit industry, because it is the perfect psychological experiment in humanity that shows us people will pay to store something they don't use. And if that doesn't shed light on the psychology of the human, then, you're really going to struggle to understand the human. The human has a tough time moving on. Okay. But we must. Why? Because life is not a storage unit. Life is a river. It's movement. And you can never touch the same spot twice. Okay. You can go back home. You can go back to the familiar. And there's some things that are the same. But every time it's a little different. Okay. There's something a little different. Okay. Everything changes. Okay. And that's it. That's the message. Okay. Yep. Not sure, Chris, when I'm coming back. Right now, my plan is to get through a 2-week period and then evaluate. I don't think I'll be in New Jersey longer than the end of October. I don't think I'll be in New Jersey in November. But like I said, the best weather right now to be here is through the middle of October. So I'm going to evaluate that and then make a decision and then just go from there. Okay. Thank you for watching.